Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. I'm Kishore and today we are going to feature a classic Sudoku created by Matteo. So this Sudoku was given to us by Matteo. We are extremely thankful to him and we are happy to feature a video on his classic Sudoku. And before moving on to the rules, if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please hit the subscribe button below the video. We'll be extremely appreciative if you support us by subscribing to the channel. The rules of the Sudoku are standard classic rules. Each row, each column, and each 3 by 3 box in the grid will contain the digits from 1 to 9 without any repetitions. So having said that, we'll start solving this Sudoku. So let us try writing some digits in box 3 and box 7 because they have 6 givens already. So box 7 has 3, 4, 9, 1, 6, 8. So the remaining digits are 2, 5, 7. This would be 5, 7. Red color today for a change. You can't have 2 here, so this is 5, 7. This is 2, 5, 7 and this would be 2, 5, 7. And box 3 has 1, 3, 9, 4, 6, 7. So remaining digits are 2, 5, 8. So this cell can't be 2 because 2 is in column 8. So this is 5, 8. This is 2, 5 because of 8. And this will be 2, 8 because 5 is here. So using simple scanning trick, there is 8 in column 4 and column 6, which means that 8 will be in one of these two cells. And similarly, column 4 and column 5 has a 1 and row 9 has a 1, which means that 1 will be in one of these two cells. Okay, in box 5, 3 can't go in column 5, which means that 3 will be in one of these two cells. And 7 is in column 7 and column 9, which means 7 must be in one of these two cells. There is a 3 in column 2 and column 3, which means that 3 must be in one of these two cells. We are not actually making much progress here because we are getting only pencil marks so far and not a single digit yet. But a simple scanning of the grid doesn't seem to yield any digits, so we'll write some more candidates. So if you look at box 5, 1, 6, 7, 4 and 8 are the givens and 3 is in column 5, which means these two digits must be, these two cells must be 2, 5, 9. Nothing much. So let us populate row 4 now. 1, 3, 5, 6 and 7 are the givens. Remaining digits are 2, 4, 8, 9, but 9 is here, so this is 2, 4, 8 and you can't have a 2 here, so this is 4, 8, 9. 4 is here, so this is 2, 8, 9 and this would be 4, 8, 9 because you have a 2 here. Again, these pencil marks are not helping us much, so I think we should make some more. Let us look at row 7, column 7. This cell seems to be constrained 2, 3, 6, 9, 4, 5, 7. So this cell can only be 1 or 8. There is no other candidate that can go into this cell. So if you look at this cell, it can't be 2, 3, 1, 8, 4, 5 or 7. So it can only be 6 or 9. So again, these two candidates aren't helping us. They aren't forming any pairs or triplets with other pencil marks. Let us look at this cell. I am trying to look at cells which have only 3 candidates. 1, 2, 3, 7, 6 and 8. So this would be 4, 5, 9. And if you look at this cell, it can't be 1, 2, 3, 7, 4, 8 and 9. So it can only be 5 and 6. Okay, the Sudoku is harder. So we may need to write more than 3 pencil marks into a cell. So normally in classic Sudokus, I refrain from writing more than 3 candidates in a cell as it becomes a little confusing for me. But in this grid, we haven't even started the Sudoku. By that I mean we haven't even placed a single digit. So it is hard, obviously. So to help us in the solve, we'll place more pencil marks. Not a bad thing. 1, 2, 6, 3 and 7. So remaining candidates in this column are 4, 5, 8 and 9. So this cell will be 4, 5, 9 because 8 is here, and this would be 5, 8, 9 because 4 is here. Okay, 4 is in row 1 and row 3, which means we may make a corner pencil mark of 4 here. And if you look at column 4, 1, 4, 6, 7, 8 are the givens and 3 is here. So these two cells must be 2, 5, 9. Can't be anything else. And 3 must be into one of these two cells. And we have 3 in one of these two cells and 3 in one of these two cells. Too bad, we have a 3 as a given already. Or we could have tried to place a 3 in row 2 of box 3. Okay, so at this point, I am seeing a deduction which is a little bit deep and very difficult to see. So I'll tell you what the deduction is. So if you have a 7 here, we get the 7 here, right? There's no problem with that. But what happens if you have a 5 here? When this cell becomes a 5, we get a triplet here. Immediately a triplet, 4, 8, 9 triplet, which is locked in column 1 and box 4. And because of that, you get a 2 here, right? This becomes 4, 8, 9. This becomes 2. So what that gives us is that you'll get a 3, 7 pair here. When you have 5 here, this becomes 4, 8, 9. And this becomes 3, 7. And this becomes 2. So at this point, if you take a deeper look and see what comes in this cell, you'll notice that because 2 is in both of these cells, 2 will immediately come here. And because 7 is here, 3, 7 pair, and there is a 7 here, 7 also goes into that cell. Right? So, which cannot happen. So it's really difficult to see this step. So I'll again say that. So if you have 7 here, there is no problem. You get a 7 here, there is no problem. But if you have a 5 here, you get a 4, 8, 9 triplet, which immediately gives a 2. And 7 is forced into one of these two cells because this is a 5 and this is 4, 8, 9. So 7 would go here, which means that 2, 2 and 2 and 7, 7 and 7 would also go here. Very difficult step to see. So I'm not able to see anything else which will start the Sudoku for now. So let us continue with this continuation. So this can't be a 5, this would have to be a 7, which means that you get a 7 here, which means that one of these two cells will be 7. And these two cells can't be 7 now. So we'll write some more pencil marks surrounding these digits, surrounding the digits that we have freshly put. Okay, if you look at this cell, okay, this can be 2, 3, 5, 9, but this cell, if you see, it can't be 4, 6, 7, 8, it can't be 1 and 3. So this would have to be a 2, 5 and 9. So which means that, beautiful, you have a 2, 5, 9 triplet here, which was not possible earlier because we haven't placed a 7 yet there. Now that we have eliminated 7 from this cell, so it can only be 2, 5, 9, which is giving a triplet beautifully in column 5. So the remaining candidates in column 5 are 4, 6, 7 and 8. So we may write them. So 6 is here, so this would be 4, 7, 8. 4 is here, so this is 7, 8. This is 4, 6, 8. And this would be 6, 7, 8. So 7 is here, so 4, 6, 8. So we can remove the corner pencil marks. It's making the grid a little bit messy. So this would be, okay, you have a 7 here, right? So which means 7 can be eliminated from here. So this is 4, 8. This is 7, 8, 4, 6, 8 and 6, 7, 8. That's fine. Okay, if you look at this cell, again, going with the strategy of trying to look for cells which have 3 or less than 3 pencil marks. So 1, 2, 6, 7 4 and 8. So this cell must be 3, 5 and 9. No other candidate is possible. And this cell, it can't be 1, 4, 9, 2 and 7 or a 3. So this can only be 5, 6 and 8. Sorry, 5, 6 and 8. Okay, let's look at row 7. It can't be 2, 3, 6, 7 and 9. So the remaining digits are 1, 4, 5 and 8. But 8 is in column 6. So this will be 1, 4, 5. And this will be 1, 4, 5 and 8. So with the help of these pencil marks, I am noticing something a little uh, tough, but this classic is tough. So if you look at these candidates, they are giving you something. We have more or less a wiving formation. If this cell doesn't have a 6, you'll have 2, 5, 2, 8 and 5, 8, which is a typical wiving pattern when you have digits of the form AB, BC and AC. So you can eliminate the common candidate between these two cells when you have such a pattern. But unfortunately, we have one more candidate here which is not helping us. Okay, which is actually helping us. So if you look at this cell, this is the cell which is common to both of these cells. Of course, these two are also common, but we don't have any candidates here. So can you have a 5 here? So if you have a 5 here, it is a little bit of look ahead. If you have a 5 here, this becomes 2, this becomes 8 and this becomes 6, right? A 5 and 8 gives us 6 here. But now that you have 5 and 6 here, what will come here? Row to column 2. A really tough deduction, right? So you can't have a 5 here. I'm certain about that because a 5 here forces a 2 here, an 8 here and a 6 here. And now you have 5 and 6. Both of these candidates are eliminated from row 2 column 2. So 5 can't be in row 3 column 1. So I was hoping that this would help us, but this isn't helping us really. So this cell now can be 4, 6, 7, 8, 2 or 3. So this can only be 1, 5 and 9. So if you have a 1 here, you'll get the 1 here. And if you have an 8 here, okay, this is really a deep look ahead, guys. But why I'm doing this is that it is helping us to put a digit. I don't see anything else in the grid now. There's nothing absolutely that I can see. But with this, we are getting a digit. So I'm going ahead with it. So if you have a 1 here, you'll get a 1 here, right? No problem, because classic rule, 1 will be forced here. But what happens if you have an 8 here? If you have 8 here, this is really a deep look ahead. And normally in contests, these things are really difficult to see. It's very, very difficult to see. But we are solving for leisure, right? So we can look ahead a little bit deeper. I'm not even sure what is this technique called. So if you have an 8 here, so you get a 2 here and a 5 here, right? Wait, I'm just trying to follow the thread of logic that I did. Okay, it's a little complicated, guys. So let us write some more pencil marks maybe. That will help us to see that easier. So 1, 2, 6, 5 and 7 is in column 8 and box 6. So these candidates must be 3, 4, 8, 9, right? But 8 is here. So this will be 3, 4, 9 and 4 can't be here. So this is 3, 8, 9. Maybe now it would be easier to see, I think. So if you have a 1 here, again it forces a 1 here. If you have an 8 here, this becomes a 2, this becomes 5, and this becomes 8, right? And now you have a 3 4 9 triplet, because 8 is eliminated from here. This becomes 3 4 9 triplet. So which means that both of these cells will be 5 7, 2 5 8, 3 4 9. So 5 and 7, and because of the 9 here, 9 gets forced here. So you have 2 8 3 9 5 7. So this becomes 1 4 and 6, which means that f5 is forced here, and you'll get a 2 8 pair here. So which means that this cell will be 1 2 or 8 only, right? This is really deep look ahead, but I'm really not able to see anything here for now. And because of that, why I'm doing that is, your 6 can't go into any of these 5 cells when you have that. So 6 would go here, and you'll get a 9 here, which in turn gives us a 2 5 pair here. So this is why I'm going a little bit ahead. So why don't we use a different color and show that clearly? Sorry. So if you have an 8 here, right? Let me make the middle pencil mark maybe. So if you have an 8 here, so if this is an 8, you get a 2, a 5 and 8 here, right? Which means that these cells becomes 3 4 9, right? And this becomes 5 7 pair, right? And that forces a 9 here. Now we can think a little bit. So 2 5 7 3 8 9. So these 3 cells must be 1 4 6, and you have 3 7 9 here. So 5 is forced here, which means you get a 2 8 pair here. So this cell will be 1 2 and 8. So regardless of whatever comes here, 1 or 8, this can only be 1 2 and 8. So what I'm trying to conclude here is that this cell can never be a 6. This cell can never be a 6. Okay, so which means this can only be 1 2 or 8. Right, let me change back the color. So this will be 1 2 or 8. I'm sorry, it's really a deep look ahead, but if you guys were able to see anything better than this, please let us know your thoughts in comments. We'll be happy to hear. So which means that 6 in box 6 will go into one of these 2 cells, and which means this cell becomes a 9 now, and you get a 2 5 pair. So if you look at row 9, 1 3 8 9 2 5. So remaining candidates are 4 6 7. 6 is here, so this is 4 7. 7 is here, this is 4 6, and 6 is here, so this is again 4 7. So we are getting quick digits now. 6 is helping us to continue the solve. We have a 4 7 pair, so that gives us a 6 here, and we have a 4 7 8 triplet. Beautiful guys, beautiful. A very complicated step which is giving us a series of digits. So 4 7 8 triplet, which means 8 is in one of these 2 cells, so these 2 cells can't be 8. So I was hoping that we'll get all the 6s now, but I'm not really seeing how to place the 6 any further. Okay, let me place the candidates here. 2 3 6 9. 1 and 4 are ruled out, so this can only be 5 7 and 8. So this pair is not helping us any further really. Okay, let's look at this cell. 2 3 6 9, and 4 and 7 are ruled out, so this can only be 1 5 and 8, right? 2 3 6 9 4 7, so 1 5 and 8. So nothing here in box 9 too. A very tough Sudoku, guys. I feel that there is something going on between the candidates here, but I'm not really certain what is going on here. Oh, I've noticed it, guys. This is a really, again, a tough chain to look at. So the chain is that. So I'll highlight the cells. That will be easy to see. Look at these cells. The chain is kind of going along this, right? So the chain is kind of going along this, right? So if you have a 4 in this cell, you get the 4 in one of these cells, which means this becomes 6 and this becomes 5, right? So which means this cell would be 8. Let me put the candidate there. So this cell becomes 8. When you have a 4 here, you have 4 into one of these two cells, which means this will be 6, this will be 5, and this will be 8. And now if you look at these three cells, they can only be 3, 4, 8 or 9, out of which two candidates you have placed here. We started with the 4 here. When you have a 4 here, you're forcing the 8 here, and now these three candidates are going to be dead. You can't have three different candidates out of 3, 4 and 8, because 4 and 8 we have already received here, right? So the complicated step, again I'll look ahead. So which means that this cell can never be a 4. So this would have to be a 7, right? It can't be a 4. This would have to be a 7. I'll change back the color. This would have to be a 4, which means this is 8, this is 7, this is 6, this is 4. Wow. So we are getting digits fast now. So the 7 here removes the 7 from here. So this would be a 7. So we get a 5, 8 pair, which means this can't be 8 anymore. So you get a 3, 4, 9 triplet. And you have a 1, 5, 8 triplet in box 9. So this has to be a 4, which means this is not a 4. And you have 8 here. So this is a 1. Okay, I think we have got the the final break into the Sudoku, guys. The Sudoku is falling fast now. So this one gives a 5 here, which means this is a 2 and this is a 9 and this is a 1. This 2 gives a 5 here, a 2 here, and this cell can't be a 1 now. So this is 5 and 8. And 1 in column 9 has only one cell left. This has to take the 1. And 4 can't be here. This is a 2, 8. So 1 is here, which means 1 can't go here. So 1 has only one cell in column 2. This cell has to be 5 or 6. So 4 eliminates the 4 from here. This is 5, 9. So these two cells must be 3 and 5, 3, 5 for column 4. So let me remove the corner pencil marks. So these two cells must be 3, 5. And which means this cell can't be a 5. So this is a 9. This is not a 5 or 9. So this is a 2 and this is a 7. Superb, guys. I think the Sudoku is going to get over very fast. 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 4 and 5. So these two cells must be 2 and 3. So let me remove the corner pencil marks. Which means these two cells can't contain a 2. There will be 5, 9. And can we get, no. So this cell can't be 1, 2, 4, 9, 3 or 7. So this can only be 5, 6, 8. But 5 is here, so 5 is ruled out. So this is 6, 8. And we have a 5, 6, 8 triplet now. Which means you can't have 5 in these cells. So this will be a 5. And 6 here removes the 6 from here. So this is 8. This is 6. This is 8 because of the 5. Sorry. And this gives a 5 here and 8 here. This would be a 2, this would be a 5, this would be a 3, this would be a 5, this would be a 9, this would be a 1, this would be a 3, this is a 2, and 2, 4, 5, 7, 1, 3, 9. So remaining are 6 and 8. You have a 8 here. So this is 8, this is 6, and 1, 6, 8, 3, 4, 5, 7. So remaining 2, 9. So 2 is here. So this is 9, this is 2. And that gives a 3 here, a 2 here, and 3 in row 4 and row 5 gives a 3 here, 9 in row 4 gives a 4 and a 9, and which means this will be 9 and 5, and this has to be a 6, and this would have to be 8, this is 4 and 5, right? So 5 is here, so which means this is 5 and this is 4. And with that we have completed this very tough classic Sudoku, which involved a lot of look ahead, a different kind of solve path to it. We started with this very complicated look ahead, if I may say so. If you had a 5 here, that forced something here, and which in turn forced both 2 and 7 to go into the cell. So with that we got our first digit, And then I think the difficult step was to see that 6 has to be in one of these two cells, which is really difficult to see. And then we finally the chain nailed it out. I'm not really sure whether there are any other easier steps to solve this Sudoku. So if you found something else, please let us know in the comments below. We'll be happy to see and reply to you. So hope you guys enjoyed watching me solve this classic Sudoku by Matteo. We hope to see you all soon with the video. Take care until then. Bye bye.